Hey, this is Brad with REV Robotics. Today we'll be tackling the assembly of ClassBot V2. ClassBot V2 can be built off of the EDU kit, the EDU Mechanical Kit Plus Control Bundle, or the FTC Starter Kit. All of those kits include the necessary parts to build this basic structure. Getting started with assembly of the kit, going through the parts and understanding what everything is. Most of the parts do come in pre-labeled bags, which can be a great way to store them to keep them identifiable. We will be utilizing most of the tools that come with it, including our 1.5 millimeter, our 2 millimeter, and our 2.5 millimeter Allen or hex key wrenches. We do have a 5.5 millimeter box end and open-ended wrench, as well as our 5.5 millimeter nut driver. And these tools will all be useful in some stage of the build. We're going to start with our preloading of our parts, which will help us as we go along and build, having things kind of preset. Let's get started with preloading our brackets. All right, so we're going to start preloading our 45-degree brackets. In total, we will be preloading 4 of them, but 2 one way and 2 another. What you'll notice is that these plastic pieces have this little ridge to them that kind of sticks up. And that's important to note because these are designed to interface with our 15 millimeter extrusion. These help kind of line up and guide them in their track. So a good thing to keep in mind is that whatever side this is on, it's going to be the same side your hex cap screw head will be on. So we're going to use our M3 by 8 millimeter hex cap screws for most of this preloading. We're going to just insert it on this side, and you are basically going to take an M3 nylock nut and just get it started on the opposite side. And you basically just go until you hit the nylock inside there at the end. And it's important to note that there's a nylon side and basically a metal thread side. You always start the metal thread side, and as the screw hits into that nylon, especially for the first time, it will actually cut new threads, and that's what actually holds it on. It keeps it for vibration and other things to keep this on there and not wanting to come off. You don't want to try and start it on this little slightly rounded side with the plastic in it. You want that to be on the outside and start on the metal side. So another way of preloading these, and in this case we're going to skip every one hole. Instead of just inserting this right away, another good trick is to take your nylock nut, place it over the hole like so, and then you're basically just floating it. And then you can have a finger, hold it in position roughly, then take your screw from the other side and go in. And this will be more useful in some of the harder pieces to line up. And again, if the threads aren't quite going, you can always reverse it slightly. The threads will tend to kind of drop down in and then go ahead and go to tighten. And you just want to tighten this just until it starts the plastic. Basically, if you can't hold it with one finger anymore and it starts rotating on you, that's how you know it's preloaded and ready to go. Because this will then intend to slide onto aluminum extrusion later on. So let's continue with the preloading. So I've gone ahead and made a second identical bracket. These will be used in our 45-degree assembly. But then additionally, you're going to want 2 other brackets that just have 2. So you can pick a side and do 2, and then basically you're going to make a mirrored version of that. So in this case, we have it down here, and this one will have it on the opposite side. And so these are a mirrored pair that will go together. And don't worry if you get this wrong. When we get to the assembly, you'll understand why, and you can always change it from there. That's a nice thing about this, is it's designed to be taken apart and put together many times. So don't fret about getting this just right, but these are the 4 brackets that you'll need preloaded. And again, the hex cap screws are on the ridge side. So we're going to work with preloading our 15 millimeter inside corner bracket. You will need a total of 10 of these. These do have ridges on one side, so that's how you know that the hex cap screw will go on that side. So let's get started. So I like to do the inside ones first because they can be a little tricky to get to. So I'm going to take my nylock nut and just float it on top, and then use my other finger to kind of position it. Take a M3 by 8 millimeter long hex cap head screw go into the hole and just start to tighten it. Now I could feel the threads kind of lock up a little bit. I back it off. I go to rethread it again. And sometimes you just need to get catch right. And there we go. And then we're going to do the other inside. It can be a lot easier to do the insides than do the outside and come back to these. So I do both insides first. So again, I'm holding it with one finger, and then I'm bringing the other screw from the other side. And once it hits that plastic and it wants to turn on itself, we know we're good. Another trick that you can do if you're having problems holding it is you can try and use the tool and have the tool hold it in place. Sometimes that can be trickier depending on the space, but once you get it started, you can always use the tool to kind of get it going. Just once you hit the point of it wanting to rotate on itself, you want to stop because that's preloaded and it's just starting to hit the nylock lock of the plastic, and that's good to then push into the extrusion. So we got one left up top, and another trick you can do is go with the screw first. All right, so put the hex cap screw in there. Then we're going to hold the hex cap screw steady, turn it over, grab a nylock nut, and then get it started. And once we got it started, go until it hits the plastic, and you're good to go. So that's one whole bracket preloaded, and we just need to do a total of 10. So we have 10 preloaded inside corner brackets. Again, making sure that the hex cap screws are on the ridge side or kind of the outside. On the inside, we have the nylock nuts. We're now going to move on to preloading our 15 millimeter bearing pillow blocks that are also in plastic. They have the larger hole in them. These also have ridges on this side for line up with the extrusion, so you should make sure that these ridges are the side that the hex cap screw goes on. Again, we're using our M3 by 8 millimeter long hex head screw. Screw goes on this side, and the nylock nut goes on the reverse. I can say that these ones can be a little more difficult to get your hands in there. So I like to float the nut usually on these as well, but you can absolutely do them anyway. You can also use your tools to help you. You just don't want to tighten these too much. Once it starts to hit the plastic a little bit, you're good to go because that'll help you later on. So this one I will get the nut on there and float it. Hold it down with one finger. Get the screw from the other side. Get it in there and start it. And just got to find the right place. I need to sometimes back it off and then get it going. And once you get into a rhythm, you can get these done pretty quick. But here we have one of the bearing pillow blocks loaded. And you need a total of 10. So 10 bearing pillow blocks preloaded. These are going to be supporting our wheels and our arm. Okay, we're going to move on to preloading our ultraplanetary bent mounting brackets. These are made out of aluminum. As you can tell, they're color different now. In this case, we're using the bent version. You can also use the straight plate as well. If you are utilizing this, you're going to preload these slots at the bottom, and it'll mount on the side of the frame instead. But in this case, in this build, we're going to use the bent ones. So we're going to show you how to use those. So we do need 2 of these preloaded, and we already have one done as a reference. So the hex cap head screw will be on the bottom, and the nut will be towards the inside. With the slot, it can be a little more challenging because the nut doesn't have as nice a place to lay. It can kind of rock on you a little bit. So just do your best to kind of hold it in place while you bring the screw up to it, and the screw should help line it up. So you kind of bump it over a little bit and then get it started and go until you hit the plastic and we're good. Come to the other side and do the same thing. Grab another nut, float it on top. You can see it's sitting at a crazy angle, but that's okay because when you go to bring the screw in, it will help push it up into place. And and then just lightly spinning it and you'll get it. And there we go. So that's our 2 ultraplanetary bent metal brackets preloaded, ready for us to use. All right, the last thing we're going to preload is our bent servo bracket. So this is our 15 millimeter metal bent servo bracket V2. We're actually going to utilize, instead of the slots, the holes. So the 2 outside holes at the bottom here. And very similarly to the motor brackets, the nut will be on the inside and the hex cap head screw will be on the outside. We just need one of these. All right, we're going to start with preloading our shaft collars using, again, the M3 set screw or grub screws. You'll need your 1.5 millimeter Allen or hex key wrench. It's a good idea to just go ahead and preload all of them. That way they're ready to go when you need them and you won't lose these little tiny guys. So there's going to be a cup on one side that's going to take this Allen key. And of course it's going to be a little bit of trouble, but once you get it popped on there, it'll stay on there. And then you can take your shaft collar, line it up, and go ahead and just spin it on. If for some reason the threads aren't quite lining up, you can back it off slightly. And again, this is turning it left on the top or counterclockwise, but go ahead and spin it clockwise to tighten. And once it starts to go in there, you can look on the inside there, and as you go in, it will start to poke up, and that's what's going to basically stop this and hold this in place. Now, for preloading it though, we don't want it in the way. We want to be able to slide it onto anything, so we're just going to back it out just until it's not sticking out at all. And that's one shaft collar preloaded. You can go ahead and preload all of them. If for any reason though you do happen to lose any of these little set screws or grub screws, you can take any M3 hardware. In this case, this is a hex cap screw, and you can just thread this in here just the same. The only difference is now you're going to have something sticking out of it, but it will effectively work the same. So as long as this rotationally isn't in the way or possibility of getting hit, it's a good way to solve that problem. So go ahead and preload all of them and have them ready to go.